Hey, good evening. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness, yours truly. The underrated one, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube. Believe that. We got a serious topic that we gotta talk about the elderly, the kids, and the disability. What about their health? All right. Their health is important. You're gonna talk about that. All right. And it's very important that you know, it might be somebody gonna pop up. Can't tell you who it is, but we're gonna wait for some more people to come through. Let me read this first, please. Um yeah, so we wait for some people to come through, come in, fill up, fill up, fill up. It's very important. Hey Ray. What's going on, nephew? DJ Badney, drop your link in the chat, all right? Drop your link in the chat, man. Welcome, Ray. Want you to go check out Ray. She be playing that music. Playing that old school good music. Good music. Um, well, I'm gonna read this first from the screen. Okay. Come and join real conversation with the underrated one, us as the righteous ones individually. Let's make a change within ourselves and genuine be there for each other. We all we got. Remember that. We all we got. Um yeah. All right. Uh-oh. We got somebody there? There he is, the one and only Big Dog. What's going on, family?
What's up? What's up? What's going on, man?
Okay. I'm glad you show up and everything. Um, I know you got things you're going to do, but we gonna we talking about the disability, the kids, and the elderly. And why I talk about this, because why I want to really create this, because we don't really talk about the health of these three that all that much. But what we're gonna do, we gonna get into it right now, because I know you got things you're going to do. We're gonna talk about talk about the kids first, because you work with young men and young women. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know what time it is, underrated. And this is a
Okay.
big. Go ahead, you got it, brother. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you get ready to say before I continue?
No, I want you to go ahead and want to set it up, man, because this is something that we need to talk about that we don't talk about enough, just like you said. But there's something that need to be heard from everybody. So this would need to be heard.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask you, why you work with young men and young women, right? And you I want you to tell the people that what they don't know about certain energy drinks, certain foods that they supposed to put in their body, that they don't know, that also was what the doctors had told them to put in their body, or any nutritionist tell them put in their body. Tell them why it's not good to listen to them instead of you, because yeah.
Well, the thing about it, underrated, man, is that healthy eating for kids, man, is first. Let me lay out a couple of points.
Good.
And the benefits of healthy eating for kids. First thing it do is stabilize energy for kids. It also improve the minds. It even out their moods, their mood swings and stuff like that. Kids be having mood swings. and also the biggest one that help maintain a healthy weight. So let's go down memory lane a little bit, underrated, because before the pandemic hits, it was when we went to the cafeteria in the lunchroom when we was kids, we had a lot of foods that had a lot of trans fats in them. There was high in trans fats and what we call empty calories. For those who don't know, those are food that don't have any nutritional value. So you got this kid with all this trans fats and empty calories in their system, and then when they finish with lunch, what they do when they go to the classroom? Go to sleep. So you already know they go to sleep. They're not productive. So in other words, that food is making them sleepy. So what happened is now they're not learning the curriculum. They're not being active. You know what I'm saying? So now next thing you know, they going home and then they say, they want to go outside and play and do all this other stuff here, but they're not learning the curriculum in school because they're so full of a whole lot of trans fats and saturated fats and all this good stuff here that don't have any nutrition value. And then on top of that, underrated, what the kids used to do when they had the money, what do? Go to the vending machine. Oh, I don't want that cafeteria food. I want to go get me a soda. Let me go get this honey bun out of here. Let me go get these cookies out of here. Again, high in saturated fats, high in trans fats. So that's at the forefront, man, of why kids and parents need to maintain, healthy diets for these kids.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. As for me, used to play ball, and I had to find out myself that there are certain foods that I think that it was energizer, but it was like keeping my sugar up. But after that, it got me tired. Could you explain to the parents of certain meats and certain preservatives that they think that is healthy, that is not healthy for their children?
Facts.
Please.
Absolutely, man. One of the things is, man, we like stuff quick, fast, and in a hurry. So what happened is when you get Johnny from school, the first thing the parents want to do is go run and go to Burger King and get a 2 for $6, or go to Mickey D's and get a Happy Meal or whatever it is, a 2 for $5. Or notice a lot of these fast food places always have deals and specials going on. But if that parent can have a little bit of patience, go to Walmart, go to your local grocery store and get a pack of chicken that don't have the GMOs in it, don't have the free range chicken, the healthier chicken, and get you a pack of chicken for $5. Now you eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? So again, just like you said on my show, 4-quarter talk, the foods with the red, if it's extremely red, in other words, the manager's special, leave it alone. Leave it right there. Leave it where it is. But a lot of times we want the processed stuff. We want it quick, fast, in a hurry. Instead of taking your time, reading the labels, doing your due diligence, and just doing a little bit of research with it, go and get some healthier food for them. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I hear this a lot being a trainer, that, you'll get a parent saying, oh, they're young now, their metabolism will, they can eat this and stuff like that. But listen, you are programming their metabolism to be slow, to slow it down. If you take your time and do it right now, you won't have to worry about it when they're 13, 14 and be borderline diabetic.
Okay, now explain to people what you're saying. What it says? I know. What you say? GP or something like that. I know what it is.
GMOs.
Explain that to the people, please, before I continue, please.
Well, your GMOs, man. The thing about the GMOs is that when you start talking about the GMOs, you genetically engineered and all your foods and stuff like that, your processed foods. When some of the stuff that is genetically modified, like organisms and foods and stuff like that, that can be harmful for them, like your domestic pigs and all that good stuff. So in other words, sorry about that, you want to stay away from that. You want to stay away from stuff like that. In other words, like going to, like when you go into the grocery store, you see a lot of, let's say you like fish. You see farm raised and you see wild caught. Which one you think is better for you?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah. You know, saying which one you think is better?
I don't think none of them may really be better. You ask me.
You want to go at the wild caught stuff, you know what I mean? So that's what your GMOs are. It's genetically modified organisms. You know what I'm saying? That live in the material that manipulate that's in other words, it's kind of like created in the lab. It's like lab food. Like they just, in other words, let's go back down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this right here. When it was, remember this right here? Those in the chat, y'all remember when it was Kentucky Fried Chicken? When that chicken was good, back in the day when the chicken it looked normal, now all of a sudden it's KFC and the chicken is bigger. Think about it. When it now it's bigger because they injecting steroids in these chickens and stuff like that to make them bigger and stuff like that. That's genetically modified. That's your genetically modified organism.
Okay, now so let me ask. So it's safe to say is this that these we eating chrome meat?
Yeah, I won't say everything is cloned meat. I won't say everything is. That's why you go into like your free range and your more healthier meats and stuff like that. And just like you said on our show on the 4 Quarter Talk, just like you said there, it's like, you know, you want to stay away from stuff like the blue sticker, the manager specials and stuff like that.
Yes.
So in other words, they trying to get rid of that stuff. You know what I mean? Even though it may be at a lower discounted price, but that's the stuff they're trying to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? So I won't say everything is cloned meat and stuff like that, but just go back and look at yourself. Those out there who's a little bit older right now, think about it. You know what I mean? Going back to the original Kentucky Fried Chicken. Think about that chicken versus now the chicken now, or even in the grocery store. Just look at it. Just look at the size of the chicken it is now versus was back in the day.
Yeah, that's true. Now, before we continue, I am going to talk about the elderly and the disability. Now, some of the things that me and Duke was going to bring up, I want you to understand that also some of it also goes for the elderly and the disability. And y'all gonna know why that we are connecting this. Okay, I want you to really pay attention in the chat because this is very important stuff. It's going by what I know and what Duke know and what I have experienced too. Well, my late brother and other stuff that I learned in the past, and it's very important. We gotta pass this. We gotta pass this on, family. We gotta pass this on. This is serious business here. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you one last question for the kids. Then we're gonna jump on the elderly. All right. Now we know that the holidays now is really catering families, but really for the kids. All right, like they got they got this preserve the candy preserve and the cakes and stuff and the stuff. Tell us why is it what tell us what to get and what is not to get and what's the things that we need to stay away because holidays around the corner, brother. Gonna be a lot of cooking. It's gonna be a lot of people. That they on diet. They want to cheat a little bit. And I know that. So break it down for us, please.
It's okay. Here's the thing about it. I'm not saying go cold turkey on anything. I'm just saying do whatever you're doing, do it in moderation. You know what I'm saying? You'll be short-sighted and naive to believe that said person can eat whatever they want to eat, and in turn, the ROI is that you're going to get all the benefits that you want. So you are right, and I tell people all the time, this is the best time to actually be active. Why you say that, Big Duke? Because you got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, and on top of that, it's cold. So if you can maintain and do work now, by the time March 20th comes, that's the first day of spring, you're already beyond the threshold of where you need to be at. If you can take care of business now, you're good. Now, to answer your question, I would sit there and say, have parents and stuff like that, let the kids eat what they want to eat as long as it's in moderation. They can have fun. They can have that slice of turkey and stuff like that. Do what you need to do, but do it in moderation in conjunction with being active. And I want to say this about kids as well. Think about it. I think about maybe a few years back. Those are parents out there who know. Y'all probably know this better than I do. But think about they took PE out of the school. Now I think they took it out of school. Now on top of that, amid the pandemic, now the pandemic don't hit. Now you have kids learning remotely, and then on top of that, you have them going to school sparingly. So you got to sit there and actually get your kid out and be active. So they can do what they need to do, but as long as they be active with it. You don't want that kid eating, you know what I mean, the festive holiday foods and all that good stuff, and then they not being active at all. So I would sit there and say that underrated. Yeah, let them eat, but at the same time, you know, put in some sweat equity and let them get them out and play. Get off that video game, get off the phone, get outside and play a little bit.
Well, so let me ask you one question before we go into elderly. Is it safe to say that they even better check the vegetable, because you know the vegetables ain't what it used to be either. It has been proven throughout the years that even the vegetables has been chemical has been had chemicals in it. So tell the people how do we digest that, and educate our kids, and even educate the grown ups.
Here's the thing: everything that says organic is not true to form. I'm gonna take words out of your mouth, or underrated, because you
Go
mentioned
ahead.
it. You know what I'm saying? You was like everything is organic is not organic. Sometimes, guys, you can get the store brand item and it be just as nutritious as the name brand stuff. And guys, if you don't know, like when you go to the grocery store, you know that most of your good items is on the outskirts of the grocery store. All the surplus, all the stuff that's got a discount on it, it's in the middle aisles. So if you want to go healthier and you want to do it better, it's going to cost a little bit more, but look on the outskirts of the grocery store. I would say that as far as looking at the vegetables, as far as that's concerned. But I would just sit there. For me, I stick with what I know. I stick with spinach. I stick with parsley. I stick with cilantro. And be honest with you, I cut the deck after that because I know the benefits of it. As far as like I don't have any method to test to see if the, let's say, said vegetable is better for you than not. You know, I would sit there and say that if you can't, I would say this: if you can't get it fresh, get it frozen, and try to
Hmm.
stay away from the ones that's in the can. There you go, because the ones in the can is full of preservatives. So I would sit there and say my order will be, if I can't get it fresh, get it frozen, and then I would try to leave the can for last.
Hmm. Yeah, and also let me say it about the cans. When you get the cans, if it does say no expiration date, those are ones not to get. If there's an expiration, if you get a can, if you look at the expiration date, is it closer that the time that you shopping? Like for instance, if I buy a can today, and for instance, if it today is the 16th, if it says the 19th, do not get it. If it says like even 24, 25, if the expiration date is close to the month, that is safe to get it. But at least I'm just saying, if they don't have no more frozen, make sure you cook that up, because you don't want to let it stale, because the more it stale, the how I could say, the nutritious is going to go dry. So excuse me, it's very important. Again, learn how to read labels. It's not because read learn how to read expiration dates, right? It's part of reading labels. It's very important. You don't want to, even like I got me some vanilla. I got vanilla um eggnog, right? I look at the date. So the date was like January 3rd. I know why I get that, because I know it's going to be fresh. I know it's a little less than a month.
Hmm.
If it would have been like saying like December 24th, yeah, you could get it, but you better drink it right there and there, because it's dairy. It's not as dairy what it was before and stuff like that. So I'm just saying that you got to educate your kids, and you got to educate yourself. You got to know what you're doing, because the manufacturer community, they not gonna, especially in our community, they not gonna tell you those things. And
Fact.
so they're not going to tell you. So just please pay attention. Please pay attention. Okay, that's enough for the kids. So y'all got enough for the kids. You want to do more deeper investigation. Let me know. That'd be very. Now we're going to get to the elderly. Now the elderly. Why I bring up the elderly? Because those are the ones get sick. Those are the ones that's not really being paid attention. These are the ones. These are the ones that the doctors just use them as guinea pigs. especially throughout the holiday. That's why they they supposed to get the best medicine, but they don't, especially our community. So they making money off it. The pharmacy making money off it. Federal government, if you start from the federal government making money off it. So with this, and then also, it depends what conditions they have and everything. They got to eat certain foods to keep on living. So of that time, you got to find out. You got to really do your own investigation because they're going to push these foods and these medicines and these drinks on these elderly, and kind of find that instead of to help preserve on their life more, they actually killing them. So that again, you gotta look, you gotta Google it, do whatever you can, look up how many minerals in it. I mean, yeah, minerals, how many grams that they have, and then I'm saying if it's government stamp, you gotta do your own investigation. You know what I'm saying? That means you might have to go to the store and get the necessary things, and most likely, and they also have some companies out here that are very good, and it's this gonna go hand in hand with the disability. So you gotta understand. So they have, well, my youngest brother, he was Down syndrome in New York. They had, I forgot the name of this company. I asked my sister, but she's supposed to get back in touch with me, but I know she a teacher, so I know she busy. But what happened was he was this certain program for years that they actually prepared the food, they froze it, and then come to find out, no preservatives or nothing. Excellent food. It's like little trays, and like every month he get like different types of meals. Sometimes he gets cookies. Sometimes he gets milk, and sometimes they come juice with it. Like in the lunch, like in the like you used to get in the lunchroom back in the days, but it's grown up and everything. And so again, you got to look into those family, because sometimes they might have programs like that, because the stuff that they give in our elderly in our community, they not telling us the truth. I'm being honest with you. They're not telling you the truth about the different medicines what they get. They're not telling you the truth what certain meats they need to eat to get. And that's why sometimes you might have to cook for the elderly too. If you have elderly that lives with you, you might have to cook for them. You might have to look up the certain foods for yourself. You might have to look for the medicine. You might have to go to the doctor. Hey, look, this is too much doses for whoever elderly, and it also goes hand in hand with the disability that we will talk about in a few minutes. That's going to be the last subject in a few minutes. And I'm gonna talk about that in a few minutes. So it's very important. So anything you want to add on, brother,
Yeah,
do go right ahead, please.
yeah, I do, man. Let me just say this, man. Share this. I was in GNC, and you guys got to be mindful when you go into shops like GNC, what is it, Vitamin Shop. You guys got to be mindful when you go in there, because first thing is none of that stuff is FDA approved, meaning that they can sell it to you, but they're not, liable for you if something happened to your ass. That's just facts. Second thing is, I was in there and you had this kid behind the counter, because most of those guys behind the counter, they not knowledgeable about the items that's in that store, the products that's in that store. Case in point, I was in there and I remember I seen this lady come in there, and she came in there. It had to be like her mother or something like that, because they had their arms locked. And when she came in there, the lady said that she wanted some protein, and the elderly lady was real old, and the guy proceeded to take her over to where the general protein was at. So I whispered to him. I said, nah, brother. I said, no. She is, she's weak. She's gonna need more of like a meal replacement. You want to up the doses on the protein intake. You know what I mean? So that's what she need. So I said, when I ain't even want the credit for it, but he was taking her over to some like low calorie stuff like that. I said, nah, that's not what you need. And true to form, that's what the daughter, the caregiver said, that she needs something like more of a meal replacement. So you gotta be mindful, guys, of what you're going at. Now, this is what you gotta do your due diligence and do read up on content as far as like, what your caloric intake should be, what your protein intake should be. And this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I want my clients to be informed as well. So Underrated was right. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff is the first thing they want to do is, especially from a physician standpoint, is put a pill in you. Take this pill, take that pill. when you actually can get those nutrients via eating correctly. You got it, bro.
And also too, what Brother Duke is talking about, these are actually prescriptions that the doctors and then even higher doctors had given to the elderly, too. That's why wherever that is stamped by the government again, and even certain stuff that's stamped by the state wherever you in, you got to do your due diligence, because if it's not on the line of what wherever elderly that you're taking care of or you're watching over, is if you see certain behaviors change, or certain bowels of stuff, or you see their skin is changing, their tongue is changing, that means wherever they giving them, it's not working at all. And also it also too, you got to be careful. You got to watch out for their breathing too.
Mhm.
Sometimes you think they have a cold, they don't really have a cold. Sometimes it's the medicine and also the food. What I'm saying is this: it's got to be certain bonds, especially the ones if they got cancer or whatever it is. So that bonds you got to do your due diligence too. And so it is very, very important, family, that again you got to sit down. I'm saying, especially the elderly. You gotta be. That means like um wherever they have a doctor's appointment, you go with that caretaker. Because sometimes the caretaker got do what the companies tell her to do, and they got to go, but she got to go by what the medicines and they co-sign, they co-agree with the doctor. You hear what I'm saying? So you got to go with them. You got to do your due diligence, and then you got it. Sometimes it's correct the doctor, yes, definitely, but also you got to correct that caretaker too, because he or she don't know better. They got to go by what the company said, because they working hand in hand with the hospital or the clinic, or wherever agency it is. So that's why you gotta have the conversations. You gotta be. That's why the family had to really, really be working hand in hand. And also too, the meats too is now go back to the meats. You gotta you got when you cut up the meat, because there are some elderly, they can have a full meal, right? They can eat, and they can pick up the fork. But nah, what you gotta do when you cook, make sure you cut it up and stuff. Make sure you cut it up, because just like Brother Duke is saying, that sometimes some of these meats is thick too. Like you look at the T-bone steak is thicker than ever. Okay, so you gotta cut it up, and you gotta check out the meats and stuff. Like I was saying on the Duke that had me on his channel, and I'm gonna talk some of the stuff that I was on there almost a month ago. You gotta look at the meats. If the meat is dripping with blood in the packet, that's not to get. Your manager specials, you got to stay away, because again, for these elderly, they be get more sick because their immune system is down already. So,
Right.
so you got to be in hand. Also for these vegetables. These vegetables sometimes they have brown spots on it. These are not good. They can have the spray on the water if you want to. You got to check it out. Again, the elderly, their immune system is not as strong as me and you. So you got to understand. You got to look at the broccoli. You got to look at the bananas. If the bananas is halfway soft, they cannot eat that. You hear what I'm saying? I know there are some elderly. They said planters is good. So, but I'm saying if you got some planters that one spot is hard and the other spot is soft, those not the ones you get. So what I'm saying is this: that you gotta be that extra eye when you look out for vegetables that is fresh. When it's fresh and stuff like that. That's what Brother Duke was talking about. That the one thing, best thing be there, that when you get the vegetables, sometimes you get the frozen, because the frozen is good, it's frozen. You don't have to worry about it. And at the same time, and this is the key right here, family: steam the vegetables before you cook. If you're going to cook it, at least steam them. Steam them first, and just cook them just a little bit, have a little brown, because stuff like that. So it goes for the kids too, but for the elderly, you got to be real careful. You got to be real careful. Anything else you want to add on, bro?
Yeah, I also want to hit on. I think you said something earlier about the medication. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Also, you gotta be mindful that some medication cause nausea. So, with that being said, that's going to reduce the appetite and change the food taste and perception and things. So, and side effect can discourage you from eating, and then or skipping meals. And then when you do eat, you got to make sure that you're eating properly. And another thing I want to add to that underrated is that when I was sitting there, when we talk about being active, see here's the thing when people get it misconstrued. When we talk about being active, we're not talking about you don't have to lift weights and all that good stuff. Active is just being walking. You can just go out and start walking. That's being active. If you have a daily regimen of like, okay, I'm gonna walk, you know what I mean, a mile a day or half a mile a day, you're being active. You're being proactive. You see what I'm saying? So those two factors right there is a real big thing as well. Also, I mean, when poor dental health as well, you know what I'm saying? Especially like in the elderly, when they missing teeth, receding gums that can cause teeth to be shaky or mouth sores and stuff like that. Once you get that age, then you be reluctant to eat. You know what I mean? You eat a lot of soft food and stuff like that. But you got to make sure that in that situation that you're giving that individual, you know what I mean, proper nutrients and nutrition and stuff like that, so they can actually, you know what I mean, have a healthier, well life.
Okay, cool. And then also talk about the elderly until too. That's when you sometimes when sometimes there are some doctors say, oh yeah, they can have this soup and stuff. Again, you gotta learn to read it. If it's too much artificial coloring, not good. You don't give it to them. You don't give it to them at all. Because if you think about it, if you see that they got some meat in the can and some vegetables in the can, that's not gonna do no good because the artificial color is already in there. So that's the best thing from that. That's the best thing you got to stay away from. You have to get like certain soups that is good. Like Campbell soup is okay, but get the soups that had the meat in it, but also make sure when you get the cans that the soup has the meat. You got to make sure that the meat that is soft and the vegetables that is soft too. You don't want to get the ones that are thick in the gravy because it's harder they eat and everything. Like again, they it takes them when they eat, it takes some time to really break it down and stuff like that.
Right.
But
Exactly.
so you gotta think. So y'all have to really think about it. Get the soups that they can really enjoy, so it could go down smoothly and stuff like that. And also, when you heat up the soup, and stuff, you gotta monitor the heat. You gotta monitor the heat. Okay, so that's the one thing. And also, with the elderly, if it's a nice day, if they go out and walk a few feet, have them walk a few feet. At least they getting some exercise. That is very important. You don't want to overexert them, but get them walk around a little bit, and then sometimes like if you with the elderly, have them lift their legs up, have them like lift their arms up. If they want to dance a little bit, they gonna want to let them dance a little bit, but don't let them overexert themselves. But see, at least while you doing that, you keep the blood flowing. While the good food, what they eat is, hold on, at least keep the blood flowing. That's what we want to do. It goes for the kids too. It goes for the kids. We want to keep their blood flowing. The more the blood flow through our body, the better it is. And so that's what I'm saying for the elderly. For one thing, before we go get to disability and stuff. Oh, it's going great. I like the time. Now, but for the elderly, the one thing, go to the doctor with that worker and understand that wherever the doctor tells you that, I'm not saying that they wrong, but most of I could tell you one thing: the stuff that they get them, they working hand in hand with the pharmaceutical. Especially in our community, they not going to care. They're
Hmm.
gonna push. They're gonna push it and use us as guinea pigs, just as it goes for the kids too.
Hmm.
So I want you to understand that you gotta do your investigations. That's why, like, brother Duke told me, sometimes like you have to go. Sometimes you have to go to Walmart Or Rite Aid. Sometimes Rite Aid stuff is pretty good for the kids. They have a cold or something. Sometimes they to get this, sometimes it doesn't work. So I want you to get that. I want you to get that. Sometimes like if a kids have a flu or stuff like that, they want what you get the NyQuil. Sometimes NyQuil is too strong for the kids or for the elderly. So sometimes you get the cheaper kind for $1. It'll work. It work just as effectively as a NyQuil because you gotta understand again, kids and elderly, their immune system was not as strong as us as we still as in our ages. So I want you to understand that. So I want you to go to learn how to read the label and see how many grams it is, how many stuff it is. Very, very important. Okay. Even cholesterol too, you gotta watch out for too. Sometimes cholesterol could be very, very innocent, but sometimes it's too much cholesterol. It would take away from protein. It would take away nutrition. So I want you to understand that. Okay. So now yeah. Anything you want to add on before I pass on, bro?
I just want to say this, man, and we can go into the disability guys. Listen here, man. Let me say something to you. Guys, you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here, man, watching Underrated Darkness, man. And this is stuff right here that's need to be put out there. It's a lot of drama out there, but this stuff right here, it gets shunned and pushed to the side. And the only time it get put at the forefront is when somebody's on the hospital bed or some physician say you need to be more active. So again, guys, we want to thank you guys for stopping in the building, man, and hearing this right here. So if one person can take this information and apply it and make it applicable to themselves or their family, yeah, we did our job. You got it, brother.
Okay, before we continue, the last one of disability, I do got a cash app. It's cash app /$ capital JT 53000. Also, I have PayPal account. It's paypal.me / all in caps, all in one JT Black 53. You see it on the screen. Support the interest. All right, support the interest. Now we're going to get that this one. This going to be sensitive, family. This gonna be all the sensitive, the kids, and we did the Elliot sensitive, yes. But this gonna be very sensitive because the people in the disability in our community is not being taken care of. And then if I find out that even in this sector they don't want to talk about, but we're going to talk about it right here. Um, the disability. Now, why I talk about disability? Because these are the ones that they definitely the pharmaceutical company and the agriculture is using them as guinea pigs.
Facts.
These are the ones that they do not have a voice. These are sometimes that the family had used them to get more resources for them. But we're not going to get into that. Maybe I'll get into that if you. But we're gonna keep it like this. When you see a person that is walking, we gotta stop thinking, oh, they all right. Sometimes they have emotional disability. Sometimes they have mental disability. Things happened. Okay? We gotta care for these people because sometimes they're not going to tell us because they're going to get clowned on ever since they was little. Sometimes they the most smartest people in the world. Oh, that yeah, yo, they say, yeah, this would happen to me. Oh, it doesn't seem like it because you react a certain way. No, 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 no. They do have certain disability, but they are people too. So so what happened was I want you to really pay attention to this. Please pay attention because we got quite a few in here that they think they're not on disability, but they are. But they making fun at people, so we ain't gonna do none of that. So I'm gonna tell you about my about what they do. Any young girls in our community too, but especially our little boys. When our little boys had this, they call this aggression, but had all this energy. You know what they do? They see the boy. See, let me tell you this: education, education, and criminal goes hand in hand. It's an assembly line to get them locked up, get them more medicine, and they end up dying. So I give you a case in point. You get a young black girl, or especially a young black boy. They probably act up. It's not really act up. They cannot stand still because they want to do what they want to do. So instead of like counseling them, what they do, that sometimes in this, I know back in the days, I seen this. They even had medicine to give them a shot to calm them down. What they are doing, they are really putting poison in your kids. They make the kids to react a certain way, and so most of the time, these medicines, is like a bad reaction. And you know what happened? They take them out of school and they put it on the bad kids. And after that, they start acting up, and that's when some of them, they do certain things that they don't supposed to, and that's when it's like the semi line, you go to give the criminal acting. Oh, you've been acting up. We're gonna put you in jail. And sometimes they put them in jail. Especially like the little ones. Sometimes they put them in jail with the grown ups, and they use them up and abuse them up and everything. That's why it's very, very important. We have to know our history. We have to know how our culture is. We have to know what we need to do. I seen it, family. I see how they take advantage of our ones. I can't. It's sad, the young and old. I'm telling y'all, you know. And they
You're right.
take away their disability, and you know what happened? They make them drift away, and they be in these hospitals, and they don't need to be in these hospitals, but they all drugged up. It's a silly line because the federal government, through the state, through the city, they work in hand, and use these drugs, you know, to push on and everything. And even they issue foods that make us much more hyper. That's why it's very, very important that
Mhm.
you gotta find medicine to monetize them to be calm. You gotta cook food so they can taste good, so they can still function. And brother Duke, go more into that, please.
The thing is, man, you said it, man. I don't even know how I can follow that, but I'm gonna try. But here's the thing, people. You got to realize when somebody that is disabled that can't get the proper health care, these people are more likely to be one, overweight, two, they probably smoke, and three, they probably have high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, not exercising in addition to having a disability will put you at a higher risk for the developing secondary health conditions like arthritis, weakening of the bones, asthma, cardio and heart disease and stuff like that. So all that stuff, what Underrated was talking about, encompass that. So these people get shunned. You know what I'm saying? And like he opened up with, I don't know if you heard it, he opened up with, it doesn't have to be a physical attribute. It can be an emotional, it can be a mental attribute as well. So some stuff like that can be just as detrimental as the physical part. And we gotta get these people active. You gotta get these people active. You gotta sit there and take care of these guys because, like you said, these are pawns. They are pawns in the grand scheme of things. Because here's the thing: physicians know that they can prey on these guys. They know that they can prey on these people from giving them pills and popping pills and stuff like that. So that's the thing I want to say about it is that they need to be just as active with their food, eating properly, as well as doing some type of physical activity as well, just to maintain an overall healthy status.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And also, it goes back in hand with the elderly too. There are some ones on disability. To keep they, whatever handicap they have. They got to be active. So that means like you got to give them walks. You talk to them. Don't talk to them like they not there. Talk to have great, have basic conversation with them. Talk to them. How do you feel? Sometimes they commit suicide because nobody don't care for them. The way how the world treats them. So you gotta talk to them. That's healthy. You hear what I'm saying? Don't look at them like, oh, I don't want to talk to them, I don't want to deal with it. Take them to play sports and stuff. Sometimes they be forgetful. Talk. You have healthy conversations to stimulate their mind. Because see, when you stimulate their mind, you are stimulate the rest of their family. You rest of their well being, and it's very very important. And I know people want to say, I want do you have data in this or do you have? And I don't need no data in this because this is common sense. But what I'm saying to you, just as I say for the elderly, and also the definitely I mean the ones on disability, this is you really really got to be on hand in hand of what's going on because sometimes the worker that take care of them again they just don't know. She got to follow, but she got to follow company policy. So they got to get them medicine, even even then, especially like if they in the hospital. I give you a case in point when they trying to have my mom's talk or breathe and stuff. My sister had to be there. So no, you cannot take that. No, I'm not gonna let you because you know what she did her own investigation. But my mother did let us know that if she ever in there, she should let her go because she did not want to die. She did not want to be in that. She do not want to be in that condition. So that means that you gotta be. And I don't care. Sometimes the nurses probably just get mad. They just have to get mad. I want to know what's going on. So that means you got to be talk to your brothers, you got to talk to your sisters, you got to talk to your fathers, you got to talk to your aunts, and you got to talk to your uncles, your cousins. Make sure y'all be on the same page because trust and believe. I'm not saying all doctors. I'm not gonna say all nurses. Man, sometimes they on the IV they could put certain drug in there, and then they have a like a very negative effect. And we want to know what happened, and then all of a sudden come to find out you got the doctor and the nurses signed up on it. I seen it happen. So that means you gotta Google it, look up at the medicine. If it's medicine that fits the condition that they in, that's cool. But it doesn't fit their condition, you bet speak up on it. No. I already looked that up. That's not what he or she's supposed to get. This is what she need to get and stuff. Because you know why? Because I did it.
Right, right. And
I did it.
I'm sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
I just want to say this, man. I gotta get ready to get out of here. I just want to,
Okay.
I want to push out with this, guys, man. Listen, check this out, man. This goes for the kids, this goes for the elderly, and it also goes for disability. Man, listen, it doesn't have to cost more to improve your nutrition. Now, it does involve you taking time to learn more about both nutritional content and budget decisions related to food when you purchase and prepare it. You know what I'm saying? It's an
Hmm.
abundance of resources that are available on nutrition and stretching your food budget. So the time you take to invest in education yourself and educating yourself about these two factors can provide great returns on your health and well-being. So in other words, like I said when I opened up when I first got on, we want it fast. We want it fast. We want it quick. We want to sit there. We want a fast remedy. But if you take the time to go and get some healthy foods, then it can have astronomical benefits for you. Case in point, I'm gonna give you a quick little meal that you can do. Everybody know Chick-fil-A. Everybody like Chick-fil-A. Here's a quick meal that you could get, and then on top of that, it's healthy for you. So, and you go to Chick-fil-A and get the grilled chicken sandwich, no condiments on it. Get the fruit cup instead of fries. Get your bottle of water instead of your drink. And then if you want to go even more healthy than that, take the bread off, just eat the chicken sandwich in the fruit cup and drink your water. So now you got just good source of protein. You got some fruit right there. And then on top of that, you're drinking water. That's a quick little remedy, quick little meal that you can do instead of getting the number one, the fried chicken sandwich with the bread, the condiments on it, stuff like that, and the waffle fries and the sweet tea to wash it down. So it's things out there that you can do, but you got to be mindful and do your due diligence and read up on it as far as how you want to do it. So I'm in with that, man. Underrated. I gotta get out of here, fam.
Oh
Man.
man, make your last remarks before you go, please. Make your last remarks.
Oh man, listen, man. I just want to say this, man. Thank you guys for coming in here. Everybody that's watching, man, watching the show right now, and taking time to come over and visit Underrated and seeing Big Duke in the mix, man. Do your due diligence, guys, man. It's not gonna get any better as you get older. Your metabolism is going to slow down. It's going to be harder for you to lose the weight once you have it on you. The things get harder. It doesn't revert back. So take your time now. Don't wait later until a physician tell you, hey, listen, you need to be more active and or you need to start doing better and nutrition wise. And then you're going to have to sit there and come see somebody like me. And now you got two bills. You got to pay that doctor. Now you got to turn around and pay me. So if you take your time and do it right now, and you know what I'm saying, you'll be better moving forward for yourself and your family.
Yeah, and also stay right there, brother, for one more minute. I need one more minute. And also I want to say this too. Now, what brother Duke is talking about, this what he do every day. All right, he the one. Now there are certain ones that do the same thing that brother Duke is doing. They no good. That means they follow what the company is saying. They follow what the pharmaceutical company tell them to do. Those are the ones you don't get. Those are ones like that. Oh, you don't need no exercise. You could do this and no. Those are ones you need to stay for. We need brothers like brother Duke that actually do the work, that actually caring, that actually no. Don't get the ones out there who's not doing the work because they can, they can send a badge, they can have it back. Oh yeah, I do this not, but they didn't put in the work. So those are the ones that we got to stay away. Thanks a lot, brother Duke. I appreciate you, bro.
No doubt. And I want to say this, man. Y'all gotta be mindful out there, man. When people out there, you may get somebody that look the part. You know what I'm saying? You may get a cat out there do a couple of push-ups. Now you're a fitness guru. Or you may get a female out there that do some body squats and she got a nice physique and now she know all. So you guys make sure that if you going down this road, vet the people if you're going to get somebody, a personal trainer, or you're going to get somebody like that, make sure you vet them. Make sure you vet them and make sure they're on the up and up. And then again, too, be mindful of Yahoo startup page. Yahoo startup page every day or every week have a special diet that you can try. You know what I'm saying? And this stuff right here, guys, you got to be mindful of. And so just do your due diligence and do your own work and be mindful of what you're doing out there, man. Stay up, man. I'm out of here. Underrated, man. Salute, fam.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate you, fam.
All right. Yeah,
Peace.
that's brother Peace. That's brother Big Duke right there. And I'm glad that he came on. That was my little surprise. Oh, we had the schedule. But I'm gonna say a few things, and I'm gonna close this out. This is and also on the elderly, on the disability too. Then you gotta go. You gotta find out you got to check on them every time, especially if they live with you. You got to check on their breathing. You got to check on their bowels, like as a one. You got to check on their behaviors and stuff. And when they say they have a headache and stuff, believe them. Sometimes it could be the medicine. Sometimes it's the food. And also, again, it goes back what I'm talking about, the elderly, but also the disability. They do have companies. I don't know what city or state you live, but they do have companies out there that do prepare nutrition foods. Sometimes it's frozen, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. But they do have programs out there that they really bring the food over. Just as Ellie I was talking about, they do with a disability. Like I said, my late youngest brother, he was getting food like every month. My late mother was living. She asked her, "What do you want?" They check it off and everything. And sometimes they have juices. Sometimes they take the juices out, and sometimes the fruits and stuff is good too. In the cup is very good, and some of them have water in it, and but it's good. And sometimes he have his pick. Whether he want to have lunch or he want to, and sometimes they have even cookies that is not all that sweetened too. So these are the things that y'all need to check in because out of that y'all can say, especially now when I really talk about this, it goes for the elderly too, but also the disability too. Y'all can save a lot of money. And you know, you'd be surprised that they coverage. You check out their coverage. They cover it. You get it. It saves a lot of money. They drop it at the door, loan somebody you know is home. They drop it off, and because sometimes they get so much. My younger brother, but he said you can have one. I said no, I ain't gonna have one. No, I got a lot. I got a lot. I got a lot. I got a lot last week for the Oh man, let me shoot Lamar. Woo! Let me get by. Okay. I had a spell right there. I had a thing right there. I miss you, my younger brother. But he said, yeah, I said, got a lot. Last year to the next one. You can have one or two. And it was a lot. I'm like, wow. Sometimes he has so much. It actually full up the deep freezer, and they have to take this. Some they have to take some to put in the refrigerator freezer. So so this is the thing that we have to understand here. Okay, let's be on the watch for our kids, for our elderly, and for our, and the disability. And it's very important. Let's protect them. Let's watch out for them. Let's care for their health because their health is important too. So on behalf of my channel, brother Watcher, I see you. I'm sorry, me too. Brother Watcher, thanks for coming from down under Australia. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Please, I hope that you apply this information and pass it on to others and do your own diligence to protect our kids and protect our elderly and protect our disability. Very important. Very important. So, on behalf of my channel, The Underrated Doctors, yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on YouTube. Believe that. Until next time, family, thank you so much. And let's keep on doing the right thing for our kids in our community, for our elderly, for our community, and for our disability, for our community. All right? Thank y'all. Until next time. Oh, yeah, be safe out there, too. You travel to your destination or home. All right? Keep on, always remember at the end. Got to work on that. But until next time, family, this one is Ghost.